Welcome to our weekly live broadcast with writers from the Denton Record-Chronicle, powered in part by the Denton Record-Chronicle and Classic of Denton. Well, hey everybody, welcome to DentonRadio.com. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We always appreciate it. We come at you every Monday at 2 o'clock or close thereabouts, and get a quick rundown on everything that's going on in entertainment, sports, business, all the cool stuff around town with the writers from the Denton Record-Chronicle. Today is no different. Today we are sitting down with the man of local sports himself, Mr. Brett Vito. Brett, what's going on in sports today, my man?
Well, we are into the kind of the dead of summer, but there's always something going on when it comes to sports in Denton. It's just that kind of town on the college level, the high school level. And there are a couple of interesting things we wanted to get to this week. Starting off with late last night, or actually maybe not quite that late, but yesterday, a tight end from Houston by the name of Asher Aberdeen committed to North Texas. He plays for Houston Clear Lake, a pretty good player. He had offers from about 6 schools across the country, a wide range of them, including, I think it was Yale offered him, Air Force offered him. And the thing that made him particularly interesting is it came down in the end to North Texas and Rice. The kid's dad was one of the better players for Rice in the late 80s.
Okay.
He was like their two-time defensive lineman of the year. They name it, just like North Texas does. There's an honor for the best defensive lineman for the team for that given year. His dad was the 2-time defensive lineman of the year at Rice. He ends up being a tight end. He plays down there. His dad's a high school coach, and he ended up committing to North Texas the other day. So it's a really good get for North Texas. So he's a pretty good player, and North Texas is on quite a run in recruiting this year, coming off the appearance in the bowl. They still have the number 1 ranked recruiting class in Conference USA, according to 247 Sports. Wow. As we head into the dead of summer here, they're having a real good year. But if you ask me, it's largely because of some of the changes they made in the recruiting and off-field operations, bringing in a new recruiting coordinator in Luke Willarius and doing some other different things in recruiting. So Asher coming on was the latest news tidbit on that. And, stay tuned to us for the rest of the summer. We'll be continuing to follow how North Texas does. We're into the dead period here, which means, there's no real live recruiting going on. But sometimes you see kids commit during the dead period, and Aberdeen was one of those guys that did that. On the high school front, a couple of really interesting things going on, including star player for Guyer, Davion Harmon. I know we've mentioned this when I've been here in the past. He was going to play for the under-17 U.S. national team of the FIBA World Championships down in Argentina. Well, Davion's not just playing. He's been arguably their best player through the first 2 games of the tournament. He's leading Team USA in scoring at 14.5 points per game. Had 2 real good games so far. The U.S. is 2-0. They've won both their games so far, with Davion playing a real key role as their starting point guard. They play Serbia tomorrow. We had a story in today's paper about, the first couple of games, and, stay tuned to us in the paper. A variety of schools across the state, and then he wound up at Argyle, but he won 3 straight state titles in a row at Argyle from 2015 to 17 with some of the star players there, a couple of them that have now gone on to Oklahoma State. Various other colleges. But, he had just a tremendous career in general. He'll be honored for that career when he goes into the TGCA Hall of Fame this next week.
Awesome. Well, very, very cool, man. Good to see when there's awesome stuff on the horizon for the little D in the sports world. Anything else we want to touch on before we wrap up today?
No, I think that's pretty much what's going on here. We'll be back into football season before you know it. Conference USA Media Days is coming up in mid-July, and then, it'll start rolling from there.
Perfect. Well, guys, you heard it here first. Make sure you stay tuned to DentonRC.com, where you can stay up on all of these stories and all things Denton sports. You can also come on by the Discover Denton Welcome Center. We will hook you up with a physical newspaper as well as many other locations in town can hook you up. Or, of course, you can always just have it sent to your house. That's the ideal. Guys, make sure you're staying tuned to all the local news at Denton Record-Chronicle. We appreciate you guys being tuned in here at DentonRadio.com. Thanks again, Brett, for coming by, and we'll see you guys next week. Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.